Hi guys, this is Konrad from Games Operators, and some of you probably already know me as Elgrey, maybe from our Discord server, maybe from Steam community discussions, but nevertheless, today I am super proud and super excited to tell you that you guys have actually reached the main goal of our latest community challenge. So you had to get like 500 likes under this recent post, and actually you got like 800, more than 800 likes, and kudos to you, respect to you from me, from our team. And now it's the time to meet the hour end of this deal. So as promised, we are going to stream some early alpha version of the infection free zone. And let's do just that. So, Infection Free Zone is our upcoming post-apocalyptic survival city builder game, which is prepared by the internal studio Jutsu Games, known to you maybe from games like 911 or 112 Operator.
The world as we know it is gone.
But for now,
what we called the
let's
mad
watch the
virus
intro.
appeared out of nowhere. It made people turn extremely violent, aggressive, and unrestrainable. Soon later, the infected became bloodthirsty, more like vampires than human. There was chaos, panic, and war for survival. Desperate people were just as dangerous as the virus itself. Even our loved ones could become a threat. The infection spread quickly throughout the entire globe. Every region, every country, every city. Drastic measures were taken to get rid of the infected, but they all failed. The last chance for those who seemed immune was to hide in underground shelters, ones that we improvised in garages and basements, loaded with food, water, and air filtration systems. These were the places where we survived, sealed from the outside. For so long, we waited for any signal, any info that a cure had been found, or the situation stabilized. Instead, we listened as the world grew quiet. Our resources were becoming depleted. Life support systems were failing. And just as we were losing all hope, we received a distant call.
To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
This was the impulse we needed. There were others out there. We could come back to the surface. No more hiding. From the ruins of the old world, we will build our new home.
Great intro. Really like the build up towards the end.
Operator, this is First Squad Leader. We made our way out. The neighborhood looks deserted. We'll have to scavenge the nearby buildings for any useful resources.
Okay.
Find something to eat as fast as possible.
So we have to actually scavenge the nearby buildings to obtain the
Waiting orders.
resources, and in the early game this is the
On my
main way that we are going to
We're on the
obtain
move.
food, ammo, some weapons like pistols. So that's what we have to do in the early game. So this map that you are seeing right now in here is Crafton in Maryland, USA. So we have decided to use this map at the beginning as our template map of some
Ready for
sort
action.
that we want to experiment on, that we want to play on, just to have this one map we can focus on and see if everything is working correctly. But Infection Free Zone, of course, will allow you to play on any map that you want to, as long, of course, as it is being mapped on the OpenStreetMap
Clear.
database. So what we are doing right now is that we are scavenging the nearby buildings.
Sir, the crates are in the HQ. There might be some more resources nearby. I suggest we scavenge some more locations.
Yeah, okay, so
Great.
let's
Stock
do
will
that.
come in handy.
but actually
Chief, I will speak on behalf of the other citizens. Let us go and adapt the buildings to suitable shelters, so we won't spend a single more night underground.
okay.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
So it seems that we are being told that we have like two main goals at the moment, like we should scavenge the nearby buildings, and on top of it we have to find some other place other than the HQ for our survivors to have a place to sleep. So okay, let's do that. So first, in order to adapt a building into a shelter, because that's what we are asked to have to create, we have to scavenge this particular place, and for that we also have implemented the resource view. So great voice acting. So the resource view is very useful for two reasons actually. First of all, it will display us all those buildings that haven't been scavenged yet. So basically we can take a look at the map and see where we've been before and where are we supposed to head towards next. But other thing is that resource view also displays those icons, the point of interest icons, which are actually being correlated to the original data from the OpenStreetMaps that I have mentioned before. And it is especially great because we are doing our best to take this real data and bring it back to our game. So, for example, if there is some grocery store next to the place that you are living in, we will do our best to also depict the fact that this particular building is a grocery store, and it will have this icon, and then when you are going to send some units to scavenge this place, there is way higher chance to obtain some kind of resources from that place, for example food from a grocery store, than it would be when going to some random place. So it's really exciting. And right now we are going to send the squad to the next building so they can scavenge this next building, while we also want to provide some work to our citizens, to our workers. So now might be a good time to also give you this basic distinction that we are providing in this game. So squads are those small units of 4 members that are, walking across the map, discovering new places, exploring, scavenging.
There was nothing to do here for us.
And first and foremost, they can fight, they can protect themselves, and they can fight the infected. But the citizens, the workers, which the total number we can see in here in the top left corner, well, those guys are, pretty powerless, but they can adapt the building. So we are going to place a shelter in here and shelter in here.
Ready for action.
And they can build and they can gather the basic resources like wood, metal, bricks, and stuff like this. So we can see that there is like 9 assigned workers to adapt this building into shelter and 10 in here. So we still have 21 workers left. So right now I'm gonna use a tool called AreaWorks. So AreaWorks enable us to select a particular area and obtain all the resources that we want. So it can be wood, it can be bricks, metal, or maybe all of them. But because it is early game and because most of the early buildings will be wood based, we are going to select this small area and make ourselves sure that all the workers that were left are going to gather the wood. And yeah, this is how it works right
there are
now.
signs of smoke. It's coming out of a building. I think there might be some people there. I recommend we go and investigate.
Okay, so this seems interesting to me. We just had this quick transmission from our own unit letting us know that there is a smoke. And yeah, we are being shown even the location where it comes from.
We can't be sure who we're gonna find there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, so let the
On my
first
way.
squad go and scavenge the nearby buildings while we create another
There
squad.
was nothing to do here for us.
But for that, we have to get a few more workers available. So for a quick second, we will... Okay. Let's see. Can we create a squad?
On your
Okay,
command.
we can create a squad. So we are going to send it in
Going
here.
there.
It was a minor technical issue, but you know, because the game is in this early alpha stage, this is basically something that you can expect from the game at this point, and that's also the reason why we are postponing, for example, the build for the Kickstarter backers. We are basically polishing the game and making ourselves sure that this early alpha build, I'm sorry, won't have those kind of problems. So okay, we are
Waiting
sending
orders.
that unit in here, and
Waiting orders.
it's also important right now to maybe make this quick distinction about the communication that we can have with our units and the units
Chief,
from the
If
outside.
we want to build anything else, we need more resources. Send workers to chop down some trees. Maybe we could build some palisades with that too.
So yeah, just as we can see right now, we can have those simple
Okay,
transmissions
gather some
that
wood.
from our own units that they will
Why
basically
did we
let us
come
know
here?
that, you know, Chief, something is going on, you have to react accordingly, and you know, it's just that. Then we are going to have those small dilemmas that...
Chief,
Ah, and I think this is the example of the dilemma.
living in terrible conditions for the last few years. We could bring them in, but will we be able to feed them?
Yeah, so we are basically coming across some problem, and now we have to decide what we want to do, and you know, this action that we are going to choose will have some concrete result. Maybe not like the biggest result, changing the whole game, but it will have some result. So right now we have to kind of consider if we have enough food, but I will take this risk. I think that right now we still need anyone that can help us grow our community, to grow as our infection-free zone. So I'm going to accept those
Bring them in.
survivors. Bring them in. Okay, and we can see a small
We're
group
ready.
of new citizens coming our way. So that is perfect. And we are going to actually
On your
disband this first squad because I don't really want to do too much micromanagement.
We can continue with scavenging operations in the dark, but that would be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise.
Okay.
To be back in our old place.
And just to continue the thought that I have started before, the third type of the communication that we can have with some units around, well, even not the map itself, but maybe even, you know, beyond the borders of our map, is those huge calls.
Sir, the sun is getting low. We don't know what's going to happen during the night. We can continue our scavenging operations in the dark, but that will be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise.
Okay, we will continue. the
Carry on.
scavenging.
We need those resources.
So yeah, the calls basically
We're ready.
can happen
On my way.
after we obtain the antenna, and it allows us to, you know, send
Operator.
some messages outside, but also receive some distance signals and have those long conversations with some units, you know, outside. And it might actually remind you of the calls that you have seen before in games like 911 operator or 112 operator. And it's basically great because then you have this, you know, advanced number of layers and options and dialogues that you can choose from, and you know, the conversation can go in many directions.
Receiving.
And I'm not saying that, you know, there is a good and bad way to have those conversations, but you know, making correct choices will basically provide us with some, you know, bonuses, or maybe, you know, we are going to make some enemies or allies. Maybe we are going to discover some new technologies, or maybe establish a trade routes. So, you know, there is a lot of options,
Clear.
and it's a really great part of
On your command.
Infection Free Zone that we are really excited for.
Receiving.
So, just a while before, we were asked to decide what we want to do
Waiting orders.
with our squad members. So,
Reporting.
citizens, by default, when the sun sets, go back to the headquarters, go back to the shelters, and they are going to sleep. Basically, you know, they cannot defend themselves. So, if the infected, if the Horde has came, those guys would basically die very
Waiting
quickly.
orders.
So, you know, there's no option to work and, you know, gather wood, for example, during the
We're
night.
ready.
But what we are going to do with our squad members is basically our
Ready for
own
action.
choice, and we can take some risks in here.
There are
Maybe
no
some
problems
small
here.
risks, but
there.
for now I think it will be best to just go around our small zone, which
Clear.
currently consists of only 3 buildings.
Reporting.
And you know, as we are still pretty much around, if an infected were to come,
Receiving.
I think we can quickly take them down and it's fine. Okay, and we got some food this time.
Ready for action.
Food is great as it will allow our citizens to stay alive, but I can even tell you right now that it's very important to
Why did
have
we come here?
enough ammunition and
We're on the
enough
move.
weapons, as those resources, if they were to end, in worst case scenario, we are ending up, you know, defenseless.
We're ready.
But it seems like the night is ending. So, another
There are
quick
no
info
problems
about the
here.
day and night system. So, there are going to be 2 elements that are going to heavily impact the way that day and night work. So, first of all, the game will actually take into consideration the place that you have chosen on the map to play on, right? So basically, based on the city that you are going to choose, the day and night can be shorter and longer, making the game easier or maybe more hard, right? Because to be honest, the longer the day, the easier the game is going to become. But also, the day and night, you know, system is going to adapt accordingly to the season. So, you know, if we are going to have the summer, you can expect that the days also are going to be
On your
longer,
command.
and it works, you know, kinda the same way for winter. But then we are having those longer nights,
Waiting orders.
and you know, it's harder to obtain
This night
resources,
was easy.
and there are
There are
also
sure to be
some
some infected
other
around here. We
obstacles.
should build some defenses before the next nightfall.
Okay.
Agree. Let's build a wooden tower.
Okay, so that sounds absolutely reasonable. I actually want as much defenses as I can have. So we are going to pick our building menu and get a wooden tower. So wooden tower is a structure that doesn't require us to adapt some other building that was previously scavenged. It's a smaller structure, at least this smaller wooden tower, and it will help us greatly with defending the base. And okay, we can see that there is 5 assigned workers that will
Clear.
build it. And I hope that
Reporting.
this structure can be finished. Okay, our shelters are finished, so we have just completed 1 objective, and maybe we can complete another objective with getting the wooden tower done.
We're ready.
Okay, and in the meantime, we want to send our unit, our
Waiting
squad
orders.
unit, to the
Clear.
nearby buildings. We got some more food, canned food, and we got some ammunition. And when speaking about canned food, it might be important also now to mention that, you know, there are actually going to be 2 ways to get some food. So we can actually, you know,
We're ready.
scavenge the buildings and find something, something that
Ready
will
for
be
action.
still available to eat, that haven't gone
Receiving.
rotten. But also there is a
There was
chance
nothing to
of
do here for
building farms and building some cook houses, and you know, turning some resources into actual food in the production process. It's a little bit later in the game. It will be probably shown in here in this pre-alpha gameplay. And the farther you go, the more options are available to the player. So, as you can see in this
Why did we come here?
menu in the top left corner, in the future we are also going to have the research window, the laws window, and you know, they're going to basically countless way to customize our own infection-free zone and making it unique, right? Because
Why did we
I don't
come
know.
here?
Maybe we want our civilians to worship some god. Maybe we want to
On your
be
command.
very hostile towards, you know, anyone who we don't know. Or
Waiting
maybe,
orders.
you know, we want to be this
We're
peaceful,
on the move.
safe zone that invites everyone and helps everyone, right?
Reporting.
The choice is going to be up
There are
to
no
the player
problems here.
themselves. Okay, and we are having the night number 2, and there are those first hordes going around, so
We're ready.
this time I'm not gonna take the risk.
Sir, it's almost nightfall. We can already see some infected coming out of their lairs.
Yeah, oh, oh Jesus. And it's not
Okay.
only a one group.
Get ready to defend the zone.
Okay, so it's not only one group, it's like 4 groups, maybe a smaller groups, right? Because, okay, this horde is actually bigger, but there are some smaller hordes, but I don't want to fight them directly.
Ready for action.
I can already tell you that if we were to fight this horde in the melee range, we would probably die and lose to it, so
Ready for action. Waiting
we are
orders.
going to hide in our headquarters and, you know,
Reporting.
shoot from the outside, shoot from the inside, shoot from the windows, you know. This
Operator.
way our squad is safe at this very early stage. So our wooden tower has, you know, lost a little bit of the structural integrity, which is basically a different
We're ready.
name for the HP, right? For the hit points. But it does seem fine for now, so we are going
Waiting
to
orders.
keep protecting ourselves and keep checking what the infected are going to do.
Reporting.
Take them down.
They're gone.
They're gone. Okay, so we can observe this situation in here. They are not that aggressive yet, so that's good for us. And it might be the right moment to also let you know that, you know, because of course we cannot use the real-time system in the game, we have made some simplification of the way that the time works. So basically, one full day, which is like, you know, in-game 24 hours, is going to take like 10 minutes of real-time gameplay. And then the seasons are going to change every 3 days, every 3 in-game days. So basically a year can pass in 12 days of playing, you know, of the cycle of day and night.
Reporting.
And this changes a lot because you have to be aware of the way
Waiting orders.
the game dynamically works
Another
and
one incoming.
changes, and you have to adapt to those changes.
Operator.
Season system for now is turned off,
Chief, we found some seeds in one of the buildings. It looks like
at
grain.
least.
There were some farming tools as well. Maybe we
Okay.
can use this to start cultivating the land again.
Okay, so somehow we were just very lucky. We have found
Okay, bring that in.
those seeds, and it
Ready
seems
for
that
action.
we can actually start
We don't know
preparing
if
some
we can
farms.
continue with scavenging operations in the dark, but that would be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise.
Okay,
Everyone should be back in the right place.
so it seems like we are having our citizens
Ready
are
for
having
action.
more and more demands. So not only do they want us to place
Why
some
did we come
farms,
here?
but
my way.
we are also supposed to build a cookhouse, a place where we can turn those grains, those wheats, into an actual bread. So, you know, I'm not really surprised that those guys are tired of the canned food.
Going there.
If I were to eat some beans, I guess those are beans in most cases, for a
We're on the move.
whole few years, I would probably want to eat some fresh
Going
bread
there.
as well.
Ready for
Okay,
action.
so we are going to kill that group of infected very quickly. Because it's the day, we can see that they have hide there towards the morning.
To all survivors, the infection in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
Okay, so they have hide in here in the morning, and the infected are way weaker during the day. So that's the good moment to go in there and kill them directly. Okay, and let's go back to this weird transmission that we have just received. So let's try to decipher this message. So it's not that hard. It seems like it's the very same information that we have received, that we have saw in the intro. So to all survivors, the infection is in decline, seek others and rebuild, right?
To all survivors, the infection in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
Okay, so it's the very same message, but I can hear that the voice is kind of changed, so maybe this person is kind of drunk or maybe intoxicated in a way. But let's make a last third attempt to talk to them.
To all survivors, the infection in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
Okay, so this is very suspicious. For now, we won't waste more time. But it was indeed very weird.
Operator, if we want to go any further, we need to reestablish long-range communications. We have to learn how to build a working antenna. A local library or university would be a good place to search for that knowledge.
Okay, and we just got this information about the long-range communications that we were talking about earlier. And by that, I mean those graced calls that are awaiting us with some, you know, far places. So
Let's go there.
let's wait for the objective.
Clear!
And, you know, when we are going to click on it, it's going us to show us
Many of our workers
the
don't have any
place
jobs.
that
Send them
was
to gather
suggested.
resources, to construct or to work at some of the buildings.
Okay, and we just got also
We're
this
gonna see.
nice transmission. We're gonna see. Yeah, I will decide if we need to do something with my citizens. So, calm down. Okay, but we can see that this work is being almost done. And what I want right now is... I'm thinking, because maybe we can prioritize getting the second wooden tower just to feel safer. Or we can go and build those farms that we were asked to build before. So I think that I will actually try to get that second wooden tower first. It seems like a safe choice. I would rather not lose this game during the stream, because that would be embarrassing. So let's go with the second tower first.
Ready for action.
And of course it's also good because, you know, safe tower is only going to take like 5 of our workers. We are also going to gather some more wood. Okay. And for now, that should be enough.
Waiting orders.
So we are also sending our unit to this place that was shown on the map. That's probably a library of some sort, or maybe some
Roger.
bookstore with some technical books.
Roger.
That would be my guess. Okay, and while going there, we can notice that there is a parking lot I think it's, at least it seems like it was some kind of a parking lot.
We're going to need some metal too.
And
Car wreckages can be a good source.
yeah,
Or we can
exactly.
deconstruct
There are
some
car
buildings.
wreckages,
Send workers to do that.
and there are some lamps, some old lamps that
Let's go
aren't
then.
working anymore, but we can gather some metal from them probably.
Ready for action. We're ready.
Unpleasant
Ready for
surprise.
We're on the move.
So we just have went across that group of infected
Waiting
that were
orders.
sleeping inside, so you know, it's
Reporting.
good that we have found them during the night.
Waiting
That's
orders.
why I actually prefer to, you know, scavenge
On
at
my
this
way.
time. If that were
On
to
my way.
happen at night, oh, it would be a way different story.
On my way.
Okay, but let's go back for now.
We're on the move.
And we can see that the wooden tower is being done, our second wooden tower, so that is perfect. And also, what is very interesting, those wooden towers are kind of working like a mini immobile squads. So they are taking 2 workers each, and they are also using the weapons. So if we have 3 weapons in the headquarters, we can assume that very shortly there are going to be some assigned workers going from HQ to the wooden tower, and you know, they will also bring the weapons. Yeah,
Building clear.
exactly. And now, you know, those wooden towers are all fully working, fully available to us. So yeah, that is great. So now let's do some thinking. So we are having a lot of workers gathering wood, but we also need to obtain some metal to construct the antennas. So okay, now we have 25 workers available, and we are going to send all of them to gather metal from this great area, right? Yeah, so it does happens. Maybe if we were super motivated to do some micromanagement, maybe we could send them to those nearby cars, to those nearby lamps, but you know, it seems like there is this high intensity of metal in here, so it should be easier to send them this way. Okay, so wood is progressing nicely, metal is going to progress, maybe not today, but tomorrow, and for now, let's keep it this way. So maybe if we have the woodworks being done, then we are going
Ready for
to
action.
focus on building some farms. And the night comes. So
Operator.
it's the night number 3,
Reporting.
and we can see that there is for now another horde waiting for
There are
us.
no problems
I'm not
here.
going to be aggressive. I'm not going to tackle them. Let them come. Let us use the wooden towers for the defense. Maybe we're going to take this small risk and hope that they won't come this way, that we won't catch the aggro of this horde. Okay, we were lucky.
We're ready.
There are no problems
Oh
here.
yeah, we have started the building, yeah. So we have scavenged the
Ready
building.
for action.
At the very same moment, I think that the horde has tackled us. But this is a small horde, I think we can kill them from the distance.
Roger.
So, you know, those are the normal human hordes. But I can actually tell you in a secret of some sort. Because I have seen a lot of people asking this question, like, are there actually going to be a different types of hordes in this game?
There was nothing to
So,
do here for
yes,
us.
absolutely.
On your command.
We are planning to have some animal hordes. So, for example,
Waiting
like
orders.
wolves or maybe even birds.
Operator.
And then on top of it, we also plan to have some super infected.
Operator.
But what do I really mean by that? Well, it's going to stay a secret for now on, because
Clear.
we shouldn't
On my way.
tell you too much. You have to, still wait for some new informations in the future, because I cannot tell too much at all. But yeah, we are going to have different types of hordes, and there are going to be those animal hordes in the game as well.
Why
And
did we come here?
as we are scavenging right now, we got some medicines, some drugs.
We're ready.
I can also answer
there.
another question that appears frequently when, we have a chance to communicate towards each other.
Why
So
did we come here?
very often we can see some questions like when the game is going to launch. Like, is
Building
it
clear.
launching in a month or in the
Waiting
future?
orders.
So our aim is actually to start to
There was nothing to
officially
do,
launch this
right?
game in a year from now. So in
Infected
June
incoming.
2023, maybe July 2023. But also,
clear.
to be perfectly honest,
Ready for action.
it's going to depend
Ready for
on
action.
many other factors, and the most important factor actually is going to be how satisfied you guys are going to be with the game itself. So basically, before we
On your command.
launch the game, we are going to conduct some alpha
Operator.
tests and then beta tests, and
Ready for action.
basically
Why did we come here?
based on your feedback, based on the
On my
fact
way.
how much you guys like the game in its current stage, how much it's frustrating, how easy it is, how hard it is, how
Ready
well
for action.
balanced in short it is, we are going to make this decision if the game
Reporting.
is ready to be launched, or maybe we are going to work on it
Clear.
some more,
We're ready.
because we don't want to sell a game that
Building clear.
it's not satisfying, it's not fun to play to you guys. So that's how it's going to work in very short description. We want to launch the game in July 2023, but we are not 100% sure yet if we can do so.
Reporting.
Like, maybe in half a year from now on, if we have a chance to have another stream, there's a higher chance that we can answer this question, with more confidence. But this is how the situation looks like at the moment. Okay, and another day has started. We are collecting slowly some metals with 25 workers. And we have gathered quite a lot of wood, so I think we are fine in here for a moment. So we are going to give up on gathering more wood, and we are going to proceed with the farms. So first of all, we need some 5 slots for those farms. Okay, 4 in here. And which place? Since maybe... Okay, where can I squeeze some additional farm? Okay, in here. But I also want it to be kind of a, symmetrical in a way, if I can call it so. I want to have this nice city in here. So okay, we are going to have those 5 fields for farms. And then we are also going to adapt one of those buildings that we have already scavenged and turn them into a cookhouse. So this seems like a proper cookhouse. It's also going to take some metal from us, so maybe it wasn't such a good decision in a way that this is going to postpone the moment we are going to obtain to build our antenna, because antenna has to be built from the scratch the same way the wooden towers have to be. But okay, maybe it's also a good idea to take care of our civilians and to provide them with some better food, and first of all to be sure that we have this safe, stable source of food, and you know,
Receiving.
the citizens won't have
On
to
my way.
trust in those squads which are like those primitive hunters, you know,
Ready for action.
obtaining food for other people. Okay, so we are scavenging metal.
There was nothing to do
We
here
have
for us.
assigned workers that are working on the farms. That is great. We can see those farms turning green, which means that they are going to be functional soon.
We're ready.
And we are going to scavenge some nearby buildings.
We're ready.
I'm
Waiting
turning
orders.
on that scavenge view most of the time, I won't
Now
lie,
we're
because
ready to
it's
build an
easier
antenna.
for me
Once
to
it's
focus
operational,
this
we'll
way.
be ready to receive distant transmissions again and broadcast some invitations ourselves.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, so that's a great
Waiting
news
orders.
for us. It seems like we basically
We're ready.
have all the know-how how to build and operate the antenna. We have the required metal resources to build the antenna.
Building clear.
So
Attack.
all that is left is basically to do it. So we are taking this risk
Reporting.
and killing some infected right now in the
Horde
outside.
eliminated.
Okay, so those were some small hordes. So
Going there.
good for us, but now I'm going back to our zone, to our headquarters. Yeah, and it seems like it was a great, well, really great decision, because there's a
They're gone.
huge wave of infected coming.
Waiting orders.
Oh no, they are destroying the wooden tower.
Ready for action.
Oh no.
Reporting. We're ready. Attack. We're ready. We got them. Reporting.
Okay, so they actually destroyed the wooden tower, and I can really tell you that this is not good for us, because when the wooden tower is destroyed, we are not only losing the tower itself, but we are also losing all the ammo and all the weapons that were being, you know, dedicated to that particular structure, defensive structure. So luckily enough, we had some luck and we have obtained some additional 2 pistols, so we can build another tower. But to be perfectly honest, it would be still better to have 3 of those towers, you know, and while using, you know, those additional pistols. And now we can only operate 2 of them. So
Waiting orders.
okay, this is quite stressful.
Receiving.
I hope that we can still finish this round without any other major problems, but we will see. We'll see how it's go. We are going to do our best. For now, we are waiting
Ready
in
for
the
action.
headquarters. You know, the way that infected are taking aggro is quite random, we won't lie. Sometimes they are going to focus and
Waiting orders.
do their best to reach the squad, to attack the squad, and sometimes they might focus on one of our structures, including the fields. The infected can destroy the farms, the fields that we are, you know,
Operator.
building. So yeah, we are rebuilding
Ready
the
for action.
tower, and
We're
we
on the
are
move.
going to move and pray to obtain some more weapons and ammo. And in the meantime, it's also the time to pick the place for our antenna. Like, can we squeeze it in here? Not really. What is a safe place for the antenna? So maybe I want it between those 2 towers. Maybe I will take this risk. We will see. So we are going to
Reporting.
build this antenna in here, and we want maximum workers on it.
There was nothing to do here
Yeah,
for
there are
us.
still 3 people available. Okay, so we are going to put the rest of them to gather some wood, because now, also due to this fact that we had to rebuild the tower, we had to use up
Reporting.
20 crates of wood, if I remember correctly. So yeah,
On your command.
we are using
Reporting.
crates as a unit in a game, so it might require some additional explanation, because as you can see,
We're ready.
our whole capacity for one squad is 4. And it might sound like not much,
Receiving.
because, okay, we are having like 1 can of food, that's not much.
Scavenging operations in the dark, but that would be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise. Everyone should be back in the HQ.
But you have to be aware that it's at the same time, it doesn't mean that the unit is moving with one singular unit of cans, but it's a crate of cans, and the same goes for the ammo. So if we were to have a 1 ammo in here, it doesn't mean that we have literally only a singular bullet available for a weapon. It's like 100 from what I remember.
Operator.
But just to simplify the things, that those are the units that we are
Clear.
using in the game.
On my way.
So okay, we have built the antenna, so good for us, and we can even check how they work with, I don't know, telling the squads to return or sending the invitation out there to join our zone. So let's try to do this other thing, and we can actually hear some
On your command.
mumbling, so it means that it doesn't work yet. Basically, we are using some placeholders for now. This is over. So it seems like just as we have built the antenna, we are encountering the call that I have mentioned before. So there is this person saying to us, telling us that this is over.
Disgusting, lousy, pathetic.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Do you realize you're all gonna die? We're all gonna die.
Okay, so this person certainly seems crazy. We don't want them in our zone, but
Are you okay?
Okay. No one's okay. The end is near. It's right there, right before us.
okay, and you know, it might be a right moment to also tell you that, you know, the people that we are going to come across in the game are going to have a very different views on life and on the situation from our own. And also we are going to meet some whole communities that are having some, you know, specific mindset, and it might be very interesting, and it might be also you know, building up towards a storyline. So, you know, I will make tell you a small secret. So there is a huge chance that we are going to meet a group which we are for now calling a PREORDER, a group of survivors who are actually don't think that infection is something wrong, but it's something that was sent, you know, maybe from heavens, from God, or something that we have to embrace. And infection, you know, it just is. It's the new world, and we have to adapt. So, you know, there are going to be many different people that we can see, and you know, sometimes we can't even be sure if this person that we are talking to is actually crazy, maybe just weird, or maybe they are right, we are in the wrong.
Calm down, sir.
This is the end times. Don't you see?
End times.
You're wrong. There's still hope.
Hope? There's no hope.
Yeah, I don't
There's
think he's
hell
going
on
to believe us.
And we're living in it.
We can't give up.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Okay, he lost it. So he basically
On your
lost
command.
it. But I think he didn't seem like a person that can cause us any harm.
Operator.
But
There
who
was
knows?
nothing to do here for us.
Okay, and how is our cookhouse progressing? Okay, we need to assign more workers to work on the cookhouse, the metal, and we still have like 5 workers available, so we are going to get some more
Building clear.
wood, actually.
Waiting
And
orders.
our squad members are coming back with the full capacity of 4 crates of canned food.
We're ready.
Okay, and we
Receiving.
have by accident created this
Another one
another
incoming.
squad
We're on the move.
due to the fact that it doesn't have any weapons, any pistols, because we have run out of
Reporting.
them. We are going to send them back. This main squad,
We're ready.
the armed one, is going to be just fine. And yeah, we don't have any more weapons. And there's only 1 crate of ammunition left.
On your command. We've got them.
Okay, so far so good. Oh, that's a huge horde.
Reporting.
Okay, they are panicking. Maybe they tried to destroy the field, yeah, but
We're
they
ready.
were panicking. They couldn't decide to attack the towers
Reporting.
or our squad in the headquarters, so that's good for us. Okay, so this is the map that we are playing on. The playable area, as we call it sometimes. But also you have to be fully aware that for the end game we are also planning to allow the players to go out on expeditions. So basically, if there's going to come a moment where you have, went to that every building and you have scavenged it and, there are no question marks, left, that's probably a moment when you are going to create
Receiving.
squads and send them outside of our maps to the expeditions. So
On your
that's
command.
a completely another mechanic that we are working on. I think there was a screenshot in our Steam discussions with some,
Reporting.
sneak peek on how it's going to look
Roger.
like in the future.
Hostiles inbound.
But it's not yet in this pre-alpha build available.
Roger.
Okay, and we have another day. So, okay guys, work on that cook's house, because
Operator.
this is the last
Receiving.
objective that we are having right now. And we are
Reporting.
going to scavenge some
Operator.
more nearby buildings.
Going there.
Found nothing. We really pray to obtain
Building clear. We're ready.
weapons or ammunition. Okay, so this is some interesting case where we can see
There are
that
no
we have
problems here.
0 ammunition, 0 crates, but it basically probably means that it's being rounded down to 0 instead of 1, because there was probably less than a half a crate, so it displays
On your
as
command.
0, but
On my way.
that's something that we are going to fix in the future. Okay, progress 65% for the cookhouse, and
Reporting.
we are scavenging those next
On your command.
houses.
Why did we come here?
We're ready. Clear.
Clear.
Reporting.
Oh, good. So we have another pistol, and now we need 1 more if we want to have this 3rd wooden
orders.
tower,
Receiving.
or if we want to be safe and have, just a 1 spare, just in case that
Attack.
something bad happens. Oh,
Horde spotted.
Seems like this cookhouse is really problematic
Waiting orders.
for our survivors. For some reason, they still haven't finished it.
Infection clear. Horde
Okay,
eliminated.
so they are destroying the farm.
Operator. They're gone. On my way.
Okay, but still, it seems that
Horde, spotted.
it's going pretty well.
Horde eliminated.
Okay.
Horde spotted. Waiting orders. Horde eliminated.
So it's very good for us that they are
Horde
coming
spotted.
one by one instead of, you know, a lot of hordes at the same time.
Horde
It
eliminated.
is a very random experience, but you
Ready
know,
for action.
it's also more fun if it's so unpredictable and we cannot say
Receiving.
what's going to happen the next night.
Going there.
And especially later on, if there are going to be those different kind of hordes, it's going to be even more interesting.
We're on the move.
Okay, so let's hide them a little bit. Yeah, so, you know,
Roger.
this is an advanced strategy that
Reporting.
probably is going to be known by some strategy or maybe MOBA players even.
Ready for action.
That, you know, you can take
Ready
the
for
aggro with this unit
We're on the move.
and, you know, use the fact that the infected are going to run
Going there.
after our squad and, you
On
know,
your
have
command.
the towers kill that groups of infected.
Receiving. Receiving.
Okay, but we are going back to scavenging and we are waiting for
Reporting.
the cookhouse to be finished, and it just happened. It seems like it just happened, so
Clear.
now the rest of the workers can go and chop some wood. And when we have another pistol, we are going to build third
On your command.
wooden tower, if we are lucky enough to do so. But for now, I'm pretty
This is Chief
happy.
Operator of the safe zone. We're under attack. I repeat, we're under attack.
Okay, so this seems interesting. Someone from the safe zone is under attack.
This is infection-free zone, Chief Operator. We copy you. Go ahead.
Defenses are being run, and we cannot hold them off much longer. This is the moment that we need some help.
Okay, can you
Can
hear
you hear
me?
me?
We're preparing for this moment. We knew this was going to happen. Now we're ready more than ever to...
Okay, so it seems like we are having a problem because those guys basically cannot hear us. Maybe louder?
Sir,
leave that now to our people. And that moment
No.
will define us forever.
Oh god, so they are saying their goodbyes.
Please, we need you.
we can send help.
We're on our own, but we're strong. Our hearts go out to the brave ones taking a stand against the infected. They're defending our walls, defending our home. Humanity's not yet lost. We will always find a way. If anyone can hear us, stay strong. We can still rebuild. We can survive. We...
Jesus Christ, what's going on there?
So, we don't know what's going to happen. We can continue our scavenging operations in the dark, but that will be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise. Everyone should be back in the
Okay, so we can try to locate the broadcast, but at the same time we have to be aware that it sounded really bad. Like, I'm not really sure if those guys are still alive. So let's take our chance and visit this first place on map and see if this is the correct place where the broadcast came from. It is also getting quite late. The sun is going to set in... oh, super fast. In an hour, so we are going to visit this place. And...
So, we don't know what's going to happen. We can continue.
so it's not the right signal. So we are going back to our base. Because it is the night and right now we are very far away from our zone, and as you have seen, it's quite easy to lose a tower, and I really don't want that. So I'm gonna go back and defend infection-free zone, like, you know, those guys from the broadcast were important, and really I want to save them if it's possible, but not at the cost of the lives of my own units. So we are gonna do some kiting, and we are gonna kill that second horde, small horde of infected, and now the waiting game. So, you know, the gameplay at the same time would be very different if we already had the walls ready, like it will be easier to get them early in the future. And then basically we could place the walls around our structures and place the wooden towers in the corners of those walls, and it would be way safer. Okay, so it seems like it's the same guy from before.
And we cannot hold them off much longer. This is the moment that we need some help.
Yeah, I think it's the same conversation. So for now we are going to end it. But yeah, this is certainly interesting.
Ready for action.
Okay, the day is ending. The night is ending, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna send my squad to the next place. So we are going to go clockwise. Oh my god, it's not the day yet. Oh, run away. So what we are hoping for, yeah, so the day has started and those guys are scared of sun. They have to hide during the day, and we are using that to our advantage. But then we have to remember once again to go back to our zone before the sun sets.
On your command.
Oh, this is quite a nice street.
So, we don't know what's going to happen. We can continue our scavenging operations in the dark, but that will be way more dangerous than waiting until... We're going to be back in a minute too.
Okay, so it seems like we are almost there, and we are going to discover what has happened with these guys.
So, we don't know what's going to happen. We can continue our scavenging operations in the dark, but that will be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise.
Okay, so there are three things to say about this whole situation. First of all, you could hear a mumbling right now instead of the real dialogue being recorded, so that's basically a placeholder, something that we are going to change in the future, right? We are going to have a full voiceover for our game. Second thing is that, yeah, it really seems like it was a pre-recorded transmission, so basically those guys have managed to record their last moments of defending their zone when they were dying. So this is a tragic in a way, but the good thing for us is that we have found some information on the solar panels and the solar energy. So, you know, in the future we can use this research window and probably, you know, discover solar energy next, and then, you know, build it, use it in our zone to our advantage. So even though the whole situation was very tragic, there was something good for us out of it.
Horde spotted.
But we are going back.
We're ready.
I don't want to risk too much, just as I said. Maybe I'm going to scavenge this one building. Oh,
We'll get them.
Jesus.
Requesting support.
Okay, I got slightly hurt,
Reporting.
maybe because the day was
Building
ending.
clear.
But
Receiving.
yeah, we found some ammo. And we have one weapon, one pistol. I'm not sure if I have mentioned this yet, but you know, the cool thing is that in the future we plan to also add many different weapons, like, you know, rifles and stuff like this, so the pistols are only the beginning.
Horde eliminated.
Okay, so those guys have attacked our towers. What is going on?
Ready for action. Hostiles inbound. We're ready. We're on the move. On my way. We're on the move. Going there. Roger.
So that means the Horde has lost the icon. It seems like a minor bug of some sort.
Operator. Receiving. We've got them.
Okay, so in the future, of course, we can
orders.
expect to have a chance of repairing our structures.
We're
But this
ready.
option is also not available yet, so, you know, once we are going to lose the tower, it's gone for good, so
Ready for action. On your command.
it's not so good for us. So those two towers are barely alive, like one has around 15% of HP and second has like 33, 1/3.
Operator.
Okay. Okay, so
Ready for action.
how come have I missed that there is this
Hello, hello. Rise
building
and
with
shine.
weapon? Oh, okay, so another weird encounter, it seems.
This is operator of infection-free zone. State your business.
Finally. I was beginning to wonder where you've gone. It's such a nice day outside. I got a good night's sleep. I think I'll go to that house by the end of the road today. It's time.
It's time. So he said, I was beginning to wonder where you've gone. Like, do we know him? Like, is he kind of like stalking us?
Sir, I think you've got me confused with someone else.
Very funny, very funny. You almost had me. You know, I really appreciate our little talks.
Our little talks, there are no talks. At least I don't know about them.
What talks?
And but we talked yesterday, and the day before. I know your voice. Stop kidding around, Gary.
Gary. No, we are not
Really
Gary.
sorry, sir, but I'm not Gary.
But then who are you?
Okay, so this is interesting. Like, this person basically has some problems, some mental problems, and we can decide if we want to help this person and invite them to join our zone, or maybe we want to tell them to, you know, back off, stay off. We don't want to do that. And, you know, in this case, I feel like it might be kind of risky. Like, in best scenario, this guy is going to be, you know, we are going to have one more member in our zone, because I guess that he is alone, it seems so. But in worst case, I don't really know what to expect from such encounter. Like, is he going to kill my people in the night when they are asleep? I don't know. Maybe I'm too paranoid, but I'm going to tell him to stay off this line.
Just stay off this line, sir.
So, you're really not him. I'm sorry. I get confused sometimes. I won't bother you again.
Oh, okay, so... Now I feel a little bit heartbroken, like maybe I have done something wrong in the end. Maybe he was harmless. Or maybe he wasn't. Like, you know, you are going to see for yourself when the game releases. You can make a different choice. Maybe you can invite him to your zone and see for yourself who is this guy and what he can do. Maybe he's useful.
Clear. Reporting.
And so, yeah, there's our small zone. We have lost one farm. I have just noticed that we had 4 fields of farm, and this one, it seems, was destroyed.
Receiving.
Oh, and we have found
Roger.
1 pistol, so this is perfect. So we are going to build a 3rd defensive wood tower. Okay, so there is another call with the placeholder voice lines, but assuming from the text, it seems like we are being attacked by either some beasts or maybe, and I guess that would be a way funnier scenario, the infected. And if they are infected, like, are they contacting us, you know, by accident, or are they not so stupid and are they using the, you know, the radio communications on purpose? So this is interesting. Yeah, but it's really hard to talk with them as well. They are just growling at us. So we are going to switch the channel for us for now, and we are going to bring this weapon to our base. And I'm gonna pause the game and place a 3rd tower, maybe somewhere here. Okay, assigned workers maximum. Okay, but it's already the night. But next day it seems like we are going to save, and we can protect ourselves with some additional tower. So let's hope that the attack during this night won't be too heavy. Send a squad to the caller, growling caller. Okay, so it seems like we were able to localize where the broadcast was coming from. But we are not taking this risk right now. We are gonna go there when the day starts.
On your command. We've got them.
Okay, good.
Ready for action.
Hope we have some ammo, some spare ammo. Okay, it seems like we might be out of ammunition. So, even if we're gonna build this additional tower, it might end up useless. Oh, this is bad. So we are really out of ammo, so maybe we were playing a little bit too defensive. Maybe we were doing too, you know, maybe we are supposed to scavenge more those nearby structures. Maybe we were supposed to find more ammunition. But you know, that's too late now. We have to do our best with what we have and pray. It seems like the night is ending, so I think we are gonna be safe. We're gonna move early with the morning. No.
Receiving.
Okay. Okay.
We're on the move.
This is good.
We're ready.
And we are moving.
On my way.
To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
This is this same drunk person. I don't really expect him to tell me anything interesting at this point, so I had enough.
Ready to calm down. You're not helping yourself acting like this.
It doesn't seem like they can hear us.
Okay, we should consider sending our squads to neighboring areas.
Okay, and this is it, guys. Okay, so it seems like the alpha, the pre-alpha build for Infection Free Zone has ended. We have managed to survive for 10 days total, and we have killed a huge number of infected, 506. So I think that's a rather nice number. And resources scavenged, so this is the number of resources gathered by our squad units. It displays 0, but I'm pretty sure actually that this number was way higher, so that's probably another minor bug that we are going to work on and fix in the, probably next week. So, guys, that's it. This is what we had to show you for now when it comes to the Infection Free Zone. I hope that you guys had a blast, that the game seems fun for you, and that you are interested in, playing the game and testing it. When we are going to announce those alpha beta tests, just fill the form, the Google form that we are going to send, and join us. And we are always super interested in seeing the feedback from the players. And for now, I have to say thank you. Also from the whole team, we are super glad to see how invested the community is in Infection Free Zone in our game. It's great to see the number of comments, number of likes under our announcements. We are still being shocked that I think one of our recent announcements had like 200 comments right now when we are asking about the cities. It was a source of great inspiration for us. So really, thank you guys. You are awesome. And also a quick information: we have decided to loop this stream because we are fully aware that we have players interested in the game from all over the world. We have players from China waiting for Infection Free Zone, from Europe, from USA, from many different places. So we are absolutely fully aware that some of you are currently sleeping, some of you are going to work or at work right now. So don't worry, if you have just joined the stream, it's going to begin from the very beginning in a few moments, so you can watch it again. And we are gonna probably keep this whole stream going on for the next 48 hours. So thank you guys once again. I hope that you had fun watching the stream, and if you have any questions, just ask them on the chat next to this stream. And if we are not going to be sleeping ourselves, we are gonna do our best to answer your questions. So thank you once again, and see you next time.